custom Salesforce development was going to cost tens of thousands of dollars. I built exactly what we needed in a week for $200.
Hi, I'm Dave, Codrea with Greenleaf. We are a real estate investment group based out of Atlanta, Georgia. We operate all over the Southeast. We do numerous different property types, which is very exciting, but then add some complexity to our business. So there's a lot of software that's great for one industry, but there's not a lot of software that's great for a dozen random things that you need to be doing. Most of the time I buy software and I use like 10% of it. We've gone through different ones like DocuSign. We use DocuSign to sign leases remotely, and it basically used to be like insignificant amount of money. Maybe it was like $50 to sign up and send a lease through DocuSign, and then it turned into it's $25,000 a year. Even Salesforce basically like does so much complex stuff. We don't need all this. We don't none of those features were super valuable to us. We only want the buttons that we want to see. We don't want the other like 75 buttons. So we basically had turned most of that stuff off, and we were just using a Google spreadsheet, which is like as basic as it gets, a Google form to track what we have. And I was like, there's going to be a better way to do this. We'll figure that out. I was at like a business networking event, and the guy was presenting on Replit. It's not a Replit employee. He had just used it before, and he had been building stuff with it. And he showed our group of like 8 or 10 of us or whatever, like, hey, here's an idea. And literally like in 20 minutes, the groups had built a full front end of an app with a database associated with it. And it was like, this is pretty seamless. The very first thing we built was basically like a contact list. So we could have a shared contact list between, 12 people in a business unit. And then from there, we added the ability to track conversations or key points, or, with this, we can make changes on the fly. We can make changes in a meeting that we need something to work differently. Like, okay, let's add this, let's do this. We made minor updates, but it basically took a week. It took me maybe like 25 hours to fully like play with everything and like make it work how we wanted it to work.
Dave Codrea built a custom CRM in 25 hours that replaced Salesforce, saving hundreds of thousands, and perfectly fits Greenleaf's constantly evolving business model. Now, with 5 apps in development and a team empowered to build their own tools, Greenleaf is proving that small businesses don't have to choose between expensive enterprise software and basic spreadsheets. They can build exactly what they need.